here we go with another piece. I know these three pieces may look really nice laying there, but how in the world do you make them fit together? So it's kind of, it's a little bit tricky, but not terribly difficult. I'm going to move this little piece out of the way because I don't need it yet. And I'm going to take my smaller piece and lay it on top of my larger piece. And this is my background. The light color is the background. The blue color is the accent. Of course, the print is my focus fabric. So you start off with just leave yourself a little corner like you would on some of the other designs that you may have attempted before. You have to leave that little corner there so that it creates that little bit of space that's gonna be your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, so leave that little bit, and your needle's gonna go right here where those create a V. And let me get my little starter. Whoops. Starter piece out of the way. That starter piece just hangs onto my thread for me so it doesn't get tangled in the machine. So you start off, just get 2 or 3 stitches in it. Then you want to leave your background piece laying flat, and then you want to take your accent piece to get this curve to curve like you want it to. You kind of have to hold on to it a little, but don't pull too much because it is cut on the bias. When you cut that curve, it makes it a little stretchy, so we don't want to pull too much. But we're doing a crisscross, so you want to pull the accent piece to the right as you feed the background piece to the left. So it's a very slow go, a very gentle pull. I'm not pulling hard. I'm just trying to keep these edges lined up out here. Like I said, it doesn't look like it's ever going to fit, but I promise you that it will. And I'm just barely putting a little force on this piece, just a very, very, very tiny little bit. I'm not pulling very hard. This does take some practice. This is not my first block I've ever made with the curve, so I have a little bit of experience. It just takes a few times and you've got it. So just don't give up, keep at it, and don't get in a hurry. That's the main thing, is if you try to rush this, your pieces may get really crooked and weird over here, and it's kind of hard to correct that without redoing the whole thing. So you'll end up with this little corner piece down here, and you should sew right into the little V. Okay. So there's our piece. It's all stitched together. Let's get rid of that little starter piece and just kind of finger press that down, and you've got your first curve. So then we're going to take this piece, our focus fabric. We're going to do basically the same thing. It's just a smaller piece. Lay the small piece on top and do the same steps.